So AC generator. Okay, now AC generator works on the principle of, what is the principle of AC generator? What is that? Electromagnetic induction. When a moving conductor is placed in a magnetic field, then there induces EMF across the ends of the conductor. That is called as electromagnetic induction. And AC generator works on this principle. Okay, the direction of that induced current, because of that EMF, current is induced. Okay, if the coil is closed, the current is flows through the coil. Okay, so what is the direction of the current? How to get the direction of the current? From Fleming right hand rule. Okay, how to get the direction of the current is from Fleming right hand rule. Okay, what is this from Fleming right hand rule? Stretch your three fingers: thumb, forefinger, center finger. Thumb, forefinger, center finger, such that these three are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, then if the thumb is denoting the direction of motion and the forefinger is denoting the direction of magnetic field, then the center gives the direction of induced current. Okay, what is the Fleming right hand rule? Stretch your three fingers, thumb, forefinger and center finger, such that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then if thumb is showing the direction of motion, forefinger is showing the direction of magnetic field, then the center finger gives the direction of the current. Okay, that keep in mind to get the direction of the current. Fleming's right hand rule. Okay, before understanding the working of AC generator, we need to have to be remembered two principles. First one is electromagnetic induction. Okay, when a conductor is moved in a magnetic field, then there induces an EMF across the ends of the conductor. If the conductor is closed, then the current is passed through conductor. That is first one. And the second one, Fleming right hand rule, to get the direction of the current. Okay, based on those two in mind, we go to the concept of AC generator. Okay, so AC generator converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. Okay, in the AC generator, there is a coil. This coil is rotated in a magnetic field. This is a horseshoe magnet. Okay, North pole and South pole. This is a horseshoe magnet. This coil is rotated in this horseshoe in the magnetic field. Because of that rotation, the flux links with this coil changes, so that we are producing a change in magnetic flux, and so EMF induces across the ends of this conductor, and so current flows through this conductor. In this way, current is generated in the AC generator. Okay, so before starting the working of AC generator, what are the points we have to remember is 2 points: electromagnetic induction and Fleming's right hand rule. Electromagnetic induction is the concept of when a conductor is moved in a magnetic field, then there induces an EMF across the ends of the conductor or coil. If the coil is closed, then current flows through the coil. That is the electromagnetic induction. And second one, Fleming's right hand rule, to get the direction of the current. Okay, what is the Fleming's right hand rule is: stretch your three fingers, thumb, forefinger and center finger, such that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. If the thumb is denoting the direction of motion, forefinger is denoting the direction of magnetic field, then the center finger gives the direction of current. Okay, so these two keep in mind. In generator, there is a coil which is connected to some axle. This axle is rotated. By means of this axle may be connected to some motor. Okay, this axle is rotated. By rotating this axle, this is rotating inside a magnetic field produced by a horseshoe magnet. Because of this rotation of the coil, the number of magnetic field lines that links with this coil changes. Okay, that means the flux links with this coil changes, and so an EMF is induced across the ends of this coil. These are the two ends of this coil. This is one end and this is another end. Okay, so EMF induces across these two ends of this coil, and so this coil is closed through the required load. This load means this is connected to our home. Okay, to any supply. Okay, maybe this may be some refrigerator, some TV, like that. Okay, this is connected to some load. Through that load, the circuit is closed, and so now current flows through this circuit. Okay, so that is the basic principle of AC generator. Okay, and what is, how to understand clearly is, just to see what are the parts of the AC generator. Just before starting, in the AC generator, we are having first horseshoe magnet. This horseshoe magnet produces the required magnetic field. Okay, the direction of the magnetic field is from north pole to south pole, because south pole the magnetic field always enters into south pole of the magnet, and from the north pole the magnetic field always leaves. So the direction of the magnetic field is from north pole to south pole, and a coil, inside this coil there is a soft iron core on which these are the copper wire is wounded on the iron core. Inside this coil, you know already, inside the coil, if I place a soft iron core, I will get a strong magnetic field. Okay, the strength of the magnetic field is increased. That we may have called as electromagnet. Okay, so from that concept, inside this coil, there is a soft iron core on which some coils of copper is wounded. Copper is wounded in the form of coils. Okay, so this coil is ABCD, which is placed inside the magnetic field produced by a horseshoe magnet, and this AC generator is having two slip rings, S1 and S2. This AC generator is having two slip rings, S1 and S2. Okay, one end of the coil is connected to S1 and another end of the coil is connected to S2. These are called as split rings, and these slip rings are connected to two brushes, brush B1 and brush B2. Okay, here what the important point we have to note is, when the coil is rotated, these split rings also rotated along with the coil, but not the brushes. The brushes are stationary brushes. Okay, the brushes are stationary, but the split rings are rotated along with the coil ABCD. Okay, and these brushes are stationary. Okay, and it is having a load. These are the brushes, and the split ring, one end of the coil is connected to the split ring S1, and another end of the coil is connected to split ring S2. S1 split ring is connected to the brush B1, S2 split ring is connected to the brush B2. Along with the coil, these split rings also rotated. If this coil is rotating, then these split rings also rotated, but these brushes are stationary. Okay, this is the parts of the AC generator. Now, how the working of AC generator, how it is working. Let us say, initially, let me keep the coil of ABCD something like this. Okay, this is the coil I placed in this manner. This is the AB end and this is the CD end. Okay, this is the magnetic field. Magnetic field is like this from north to south. Magnetic field is like this from north to south. I placed the coil ABCD like this inside the magnetic field. I placed the coil ABCD. Now AB is, let's say this is the plane of the board. Okay, AB is below the plane of the board and CD is above the plane of the board. Okay, this coil is placed normal to the magnetic field. Magnetic field is like this. Okay, magnetic field is flowing like this from north to south, and the coil is placed inside the magnetic field like this. Okay, the under arm is AB and the above arm is CD. Okay, it is placed normal to the magnetic field. Since it is placed normal to the magnetic field, now there are maximum number of magnetic field lines passes through this coil. Okay, now suppose let's say it is placed like this. By rotating it may come to like this. Okay, and again rotation it will again come to like this. Okay, so initially it is placed like this. By rotation it comes to like this. Okay, in this position there will not be any magnetic field lines passes through this coil. Okay, now in this position there will be maximum number of magnetic field lines are passed through this coil. Okay, by rotating it becomes like this. Then whenever it is like this, then there will not be any magnetic field lines passes through this coil. Okay, now so that point you have to keep. Initially when it is normal, maximum number of magnetic field lines passes through the coil. By rotating, it may come to this position. Now it is parallel to the magnetic field. Then through this area of the coil, no magnetic field lines will be passes. Okay, when it is parallel to the magnetic field. Okay, so that point you keep in mind. Initially I am keeping the coil like this. Initially I am keeping normal to the magnetic field. I am keeping coil normal to the magnetic field, and so AB arm is below the field and CD arm is above the field, something like that. Okay, now I am rotating the coil. Okay, initially it is like this. Maximum number of field lines are passing through the coil. Slowly I am rotating like this in the clockwise direction. Let's say I am rotating in the clockwise direction. By rotating like this, the number of magnetic field lines that are crossing this coil is reducing and becomes zero. Okay, now initially when it is in this position, you see the number of magnetic field lines, there is maximum area, so that maximum number of magnetic field lines passes through this area. Okay, now as I am rotating, the number of field lines passing through this coil decreases. Okay, because this is the area only, but the field lines are going like this only. Okay, initially when it is like this, the field lines are, these are also touching this coil, but by rotating like this, these are not touching. Okay, so the number of field lines crossing this area is reducing, and when the coil is parallel to the field lines crossing the coil becomes zero. Okay, now that is clear. Okay, now initially when the coil is perpendicular, normal to the magnetic field, maximum number of field lines passes through this coil. By rotating in clockwise direction, the number of field lines passing through this coil decreases, and when the coil is parallel to the field lines crossing the coil is zero. Okay, so as I am rotating like this, the field lines crossing the coil changes, so that the flux links with the coil changes, and so that EMF induces across the ends of the coil, isn't it? Okay, suppose let us say a situation that I am just keeping like this normal to the field, I am not rotating, then the field lines crossing through the coil is maximum, but I am not rotating, so the flux links with the coil is not changing, and so EMF will not induce. Okay, if I rotate the coil, then only number of field lines crossing the coil changes, and then only the flux links with the coil changes, and then only EMF induces in the coil. Okay, you know, even though the magnetic field crossing the given coil, if it is not changing, then there is no EMF induces across the ends of the conductor. If the number of field lines crossing the given area is not changing, then no EMF induces across the ends of the conductor. Okay, so in order to induce the EMF across the ends of the conductor, the flux links with the coil should change. Okay, now here in this case how it is changing is by rotating this axle in clockwise direction, it is becoming like this, it is rotating like this. Initially there are maximum number of field lines crossing, the field lines crossing are reducing as I am rotating in clockwise, reducing. When the coil is parallel to the field lines crossing the coil becomes zero, and so the flux is initially maximum and it is becoming to zero. So it is decreasing, the flux links with the coil is decreasing, but the change in flux is maximum. Okay, even though flux is decreasing in this condition when the coil is parallel to the field, but the change in flux is maximum. Change in flux is maximum. Flux is zero. Change in flux is maximum. Okay, at normal condition flux is maximum. At parallel condition flux is zero. Maximum minus zero means you get maximum. Okay, so at parallel condition the change in flux is maximum, so that EMF also maximum. Okay, initially at this position EMF is zero because there is no change in flux. As I am rotating, it is rotating like this. Flux is decreasing, so that change in flux is increasing. Flux is decreasing, so that change in flux is increasing, and so EMF increase from 0 to and it becomes maximum. Okay, when the coil is parallel to the field, the EMF becomes maximum. Initially it is 0. Okay, just try to understand. We will draw a waveform. Okay, then you will get clearly. Okay, Just try to understand the concept. We will draw a waveform, then you understand clearly. Okay. So initially the flux links with the coil is maximum, but change in flux is 0, and so EMF is 0. But as I am rotating in clockwise direction, when the coil is parallel to the magnetic field, then the flux links with the coil is 0, but change in flux is maximum, and so maximum EMF is induced. Okay. Now at this position there is a maximum EMF, and okay, what is the direction of current here? How to get the direction of current? In this position, how to get the this is rotating like this. This is rotating like this means AB is moving upwards, CD is going downwards. Okay, AB is downwards, CD is upwards. Okay, by rotating in clockwise direction like this, AB is coming to upwards and CD is going downwards. So movement of AB is upwards. Okay, and the magnetic field is north to south. Use the Fleming right hand rule to get the direction of the current. Fleming right hand rule. Motion is upwards. Motion of the conductor is upwards. Next, direction of magnetic field is north to south. Okay, this is the direction of field. Then direction of current is like this. It should be from A to B. Okay, now direction of current is like this, isn't it? How to get the direction of the magnetic field? This AB is below the field. Okay, now as I am moving clockwise, AB is rotating like this, so that AB is coming upwards. So direction of motion of AB is upwards. Direction of magnetic field is from north to south. Okay, upwards, north to south. Then the direction of current is given by the center finger. It is like this. That is from A to B. Okay, now so the direction of the current is from A to B. Okay. Of course, initially no current is induced. As I am moving like this, at this point of time, I will get the direction of current is from A to B. C to D, how to get the direction of current? CD arm is the direction of motion is downwards. Okay, CD is moving downwards. This is the north to south magnetic field. Then the direction of current is like this. Okay, towards like this. That is from C to D. Okay, so that is from C to D. So the direction of current is A to B, C to D like this, and in the external circuit it is from B2 and through the load B1 and through S1, and again this is the path of the current. Okay, this is the direction of the current. Okay, now at this point of time, after rotation of 90 degrees, the flux links with the coil is 0, but the change in flux is maximum, and so maximum EMF is induced, and so maximum current is passed through the coil at this point of time. Okay, now by rotating again clockwise 180 degrees, okay, by rotating like this, A, B, C, D, C, D, and now CD goes down and AB becomes upwards, CD goes down. Okay, AB comes to upper end. Okay, AB comes to upper end and CD goes down. Okay, by rotating like this. Okay, now again on rotation, CD comes to this end after 360 degrees. Okay, this is 0, 90 degrees, and this is after. This is after. This is after. This is 0, 90. This is after how much angle? After 180 degrees, and this is after 270 degrees. Okay, just rotate chestunnamu. 0, 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. Okay, so initially now you got initially it is at this angle. So the angle of initial angle is 0 degrees. From this point of time, the coil is rotating in the clockwise direction like this. By rotating like this, the flux links with the coil is decreasing, and so change in flux is maximum. Again from this point onwards, as I am rotating further, the flux links with the coil increases. Okay, the flux links with the coil increases, and so the change in flux is also change in flux from 0 to it is increases. Okay, now change in flux decreases. Okay, now here the change in flux is maximum. Okay, but by rotating like this the change in flux decreases. Okay, and at this point of time again the number of field lines are passing through the coil is maximum, and so change in flux is 0 at this point of time. Okay, here also no EMF, no current, and here there is EMF and the maximum current. Here also there is EMF and maximum current. Okay, just try to draw the waveform you get. ఈ diagram వేస్తున్నారుగా waveform draw చేస్తే you get the exact how the current is produced. Initially for this location, for this position, the EMF induced is 0. As I am rotating in clockwise direction, the EMF induced is increases because the flux linkages decreases, but the change in flux is increasing, and so EMF increases and it becomes maximum at the angle of 90 degrees. Okay, for 0 degrees it is 0, and for the angle of 90 degrees it is maximum. Okay, as I am rotating further, the flux linkages with the flux, as I am rotating further in the clockwise direction, the flux links with the coil decreases, and so the change in flux decreases. Okay, so that the EMF induced also decreases, and again it becomes 0 for the angle of 180 degrees. Okay, this is at this point of time EMF is 0. Okay, now by further rotating the flux links with the coil decreases, but change in flux is increases,